Hi, everyone. A huge, warm, and very understanding welcome back to the Lingo Listen. I am Emma, and today we are going to talk about a nightmare. We are talking about the dreaded small talk. That moment when you were standing in a room holding a cold cup of coffee and you realize you have to talk to a stranger in English.
And I am Sam, the guy who once spent 30 minutes hiding in a bathroom at a networking event just because I didn't want to explain what I do for a living.
Oh, Sam, 30 minutes? Did you at least learn something interesting about the bathroom tiles?
I counted them, Emma. There are exactly 142. But seriously, for an introvert, small talk feels like a job interview that never ends. Most guides tell you to just be confident or memorize 50 scripts. But when I try to use a script, I look like a nervous actor who forgot his lines. I feel fake, I feel awkward, and most of all, I feel exhausted.
That is because most guides are written for extroverts, Sam. Extroverts get energy from talking. Introverts spend energy when they talk. Today, we are dismantling the mechanics of low-stakes conversation. We want to turn your introvert anxiety into effortless fluency by using your introvert strengths, like observation and listening.
Wait, my silence is a strength? I thought it was my biggest weakness.
Not at all. You aren't bad at talking. You're likely just stuck in a cycle of silent observation. Today, we're going to show you how to replace those rigid, memorized responses with rhythmic transitions. By the end of this 18-minute session, you'll be able to navigate any room without the usual exhaustion.
I am ready to stop counting bathroom tiles and start making connections. But first, guys, if you are an introvert, if the thought of a party makes you want to stay in bed with a book, it would be so incredibly kind of you to hit that subscribe button right now.
Yes, it truly would. We want to prove that you don't have to change your personality to be fluent in English. It would be an absolute honor to have you as part of our quiet but powerful community.
And if you've ever felt awkward in a conversation, please give us a like. Let's see how many of us are awkwardly awesome together.
Awkwardly awesome. I love that. Okay, Sam, let's look at the 5 pillars of introvert small talk. Pillar 1, the anatomy of the transition.
Is this about how to walk away? Because I'm very good at walking away.
No, it's about how to bridge from a boring question to a real conversation. Most small talk fails because people give dead-end answers. Question, how are you? Answer, fine. Silence. That fine is a wall. You need a bridge.
How do I build a bridge when my brain is frozen?
Use the answer plus 1 rule. Give a short answer, then add one detail that someone can grab onto. How are you? I'm great, actually. I just finished a really interesting book about history.
Oh, now the other person can ask about the book. I gave them a hook to catch.
Exactly. You aren't doing double work. You're just adding a tiny bit of linguistic bait.
Pillar 2, the science of the social pause. When there's a silence, I panic. I feel like I have to fill it with garbage words. The weather is wet, very wet. Water is falling.
Water is falling, Sam. That's not a conversation, that's a weather report. Introverts fear the pause, but the pause is your thinking lab. When a silence happens, don't panic. Smile, take a sip of your drink, and use that time to observe. A 3-second pause isn't awkward unless you make a scared face. If you look relaxed, the pause looks thoughtful. 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 If you look relaxed, the pause looks thoughtful.
So, confident silence is better than panicked noise.
100% yes. If you are quiet and relaxed, people think you're a deep thinker. If you are making panicked noise, people think you're nervous. Which one do you want?
I definitely want to be the deep thinker. Okay, pillar 3, The open-ended inquiry. My friend told me to ask why and how questions.
He's right. As an introvert, your secret power is listening. Most people love to talk about themselves. If you ask an open-ended question, they will talk for 5 minutes, and you can just listen and say, aha, and interesting.
Wait, so I can win the conversation by talking less?
Yes, that is the introvert's edge. Instead of, do you like your job, ask, how did you get started in your career? Instead of, where are you from, ask, what's the most interesting thing about your hometown?
What's the most interesting thing about your hometown? That question is like a key. It unlocks a whole story. I don't have to tell a story, I just have to be the interviewer.
Exactly. You are the director, and they are the star. People will leave the conversation thinking, wow, Sam is such a great conversationalist, even if you only said 20 words.
This is brilliant. It's like a cheat code for socializing.
Pillar 4, the rhythmic transition.
How do I change the topic without it feeling weird?
Use contextual transitions. That reminds me of, or speaking of, topic. If they are talking about their dog, you can say, that reminds me, I've been thinking about getting a pet lately. Do you find it difficult to travel with a dog?
That reminds me, it feels so smooth. It's like a train moving from one track to another.
It is. You're connecting their world to your world. Pillar 5, the graceful exit.
Yes, tell me how to leave. Usually I just say, I have to go to the bathroom and I never come back.
We call that the ghosting method. It works, but it's not very professional. A graceful exit has 2 parts, a compliment and a reason.
Give me a script. I need this one.
It was so great chatting with you about your dog, but I'm gonna go grab another drink, find my friend, or check out the food. I hope you have a great evening.
It was great chatting, but I'm going to... It's clear, it's polite, and it's final.
Now, Sam, let's do a real-time practice. I am a stranger at a boring office party. You are the introvert powerhouse. Ready?
Ready.
Hi there, I'm Emma. Terrible weather outside today, isn't it?
Hi, Emma. I'm Sam. It really is. It's so gray. Actually, it reminds me of the weather in London. Have you ever been there?
Sam, you used the answer +1 and a transition in the first 10 seconds. I have. I loved London, especially the museums.
Oh, interesting. How did you choose which museums to visit? I always get overwhelmed by the big ones.
A Kwan, an open-ended how question. Well, I usually just look for the weirdest ones. I once went to a museum of old pens.
No way! A museum of pens? That sounds unique. Actually, I should probably head over to the buffet before all the good snacks are gone. But it was really nice meeting a fellow museum lover.
Sam, you escaped and you made me feel special. 10 out of 10. You did it.
Wow, that didn't feel like a job interview. It felt like a game.
That is because you stopped rehearsing and started observing. When you focus on the other person, your self-correction brain shuts off. You don't have time to worry about your grammar because you're too busy looking for their hooks.
Now let's check in with our quiet community at home.
Yes, friends, we have a very special question for you.
What is the scariest question you always get asked in small talk?
Is it, what do you do for fun?
Is it, why are you so quiet?
Write that scary question in the comments.
And try to write a bridge answer using the answer +1 rule.
It would be so incredibly kind of you to practice being awkwardly awesome with us.
We're gonna read every single one.
Okay, Sam, final tip for the truly exhausted introvert. The prop technique.
A prop? Like a hat? Or a magic wand?
No, a prop is something in the room you can talk about so the focus isn't on you. The painting on the wall, the weird snacks, the music. That's a very modern painting, isn't it? What do you think of it? Now, both of you are looking at the painting, not at each other's eyes. This reduces the social pressure by 50%.
It's like a social shield. The painting is my shield, the snacks are my allies.
Exactly. Sam, you look like you are ready for a party.
I'm ready for a party as long as it has a buffet and a graceful exit.
Fair enough.
Let's do a massive final recap of the Introvert's Edge.
Recap time. How to master small talk without losing your soul.
Step 1.
The answer plus one rule. Give a detail, provide a hook.
Step 2.
The confident pause. Silence is only awkward if you look scared.
Step 3.
Open-ended inquiry. Ask how and why to let them do the work.
Step 4.
Contextual transitions. Use "that reminds me" to move the conversation smoothly.
Step 5.
The graceful exit. Compliment plus reason equals freedom.
Step 6.
The prop technique. Use the room to take the spotlight off yourself. Sam, you no longer are a bathroom tile counter.
I am now a polite powerhouse explorer, Emma.
I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us for these 18 minutes. We hope this episode makes your next social event feel a little less like a nightmare.
If this video helped you find your introvert edge, it would be so incredibly kind of you to subscribe.
And please share this with a friend who always hides in the kitchen at parties. Let's help them find their voice.
Stay happy,
Stay curious.
and please be proud of your quiet power.
Until next time,
Bye for now.
goodbye, everyone.